Welcome to Trial Site News Weekly Roundup. My name is Adrian, and I'll be going over some of our top news stories from this past week. Please click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of future videos. This week we start our roundup with clinical challenge related news. By 2016, China has surpassed America to become the largest generator of research papers based data from the U.S. National Science Foundation's 2018 Science and Engineering. Indicators report as 426,000 published studies accounted for 18.6% of the publications indexed in Elsevier's Scopus database. This production resulted, at least in part, from a 1998 national strategy to establish world-class academic research standing. Evidence indicates, however, that this pressure for global excellence and perhaps even national superiority has created pressures resulting in academic dishonesty, as evidence of incidents has grown since 2002, totaling, according to the Chinese Academy of Sciences, 64 cases between 2007 and 2017. Now, in 2016 alone, at least 10 research scientists were questioned and charged, occurring at 46 universities and one national research institute, while 65% of academic misconduct occurred at top national universities. In China, many accused academics are disengaged and detached from their work. And now we turn to clinical trial related news. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, has cleared patient-specific airway stents developed by Cleveland Clinic physician Tom Gilead, used to keep the airways of patients with serious breathing disorders open, such as those caused by tumors, inflammation, or trauma. Until now, the stents were being implanted under the agency's Compassionate Use Program, which offers patients who have failed all available forms of treatment to receive investigational ones not yet available to the public. A Harvard study questions the Food and Drug Administration's attempts at expediting the streamlining and approval of advanced new medicines. Is surely appreciated by those in the public that understand the importance of access to such therapies to address serious disease. And in fact, such a trend is the result of pressures that built up and led to legislation starting in the 1980s. Now, over the years, several different programs, methods, and tools have been employed by the FDA to accelerate the approval process. Now, however, according to some recent research generated out of Harvard, the agency may be relying on less robust evidence to speed up such decisions. There are more drugs on the market available for those who could potentially benefit, assuming payer coverage. But are they as safe and effective if they are approved in a faster amount of time with potentially less evidence? AstraZeneca announced that following a recommendation from an independent data monitoring committee, it will close out its phase 3 strength trial for Epanova, or omega-3 carboxylic acids for mixed dyslipidemia. Now, Epanova is a fish oil-derived combination of free fatty acids composed mostly of EPA and DHA. It was approved in the U.S. as an adjunct to diet to decrease triglyceride levels in adults with severely high triglycerides. That indication was not changed by the data from the strength trial. Cell and gene therapy-based clinical trials are rapidly growing within the United Kingdom, reports the Cell and Gene Therapy Catapult. Now, these advanced experimental treatments now represent a 45% increase as compared to 2018. Now, this represents 12 of the total cell and gene therapy clinical trials. A recent acquisition, Flex Global, a UK-based outsourced clinical trial master file service provider and software developer, has acquired QNsoft, a niche Munich-based regulatory data and document management upstart from its shareholders, including Bayern Capital, High-Tech Gründerfonds, and Occident. Clinical Trial Research, or CTR, located in Lincoln and Sacramento, seeks participants for a clinical trial investigating medication that could help reduce symptoms associated with menopause. Turning now to cancer-related news stories. A retrospective study driven by Lombardi Comprehensive Cancer Center, MedStar Georgetown University Hospital, found that cancer patients battling viral infections such as HIV, hepatitis B virus, HBV, and hepatitis C virus, or HCV, shouldn't be precluded from immune checkpoint inhibitor ICI studies. CytoDyn announced today that the company has filed for Breakthrough Therapy Designation, or BTD, with the U.S. Food and Drug Administration for the use of Leronlimab as an adjuvant therapy for the treatment of metastatic triple-negative breast cancer, or mTNBC. The BTD filing is based on data from the first patient in the company's mTNBC phase 1b and 2 trial, and an additional single patient's trial under an Emergency Investigational New Drug, or IND, protocol evaluating Leronlimab for the treatment of HER2+ metastatic stage 4 breast cancer, or MBC. And now for autoimmune-related news stories. Engineering a new class of cell therapy for autoimmune diseases, Kyverna Therapeutics, or Kyverna, announced it raised $25 million in a Series A financing from a group of investors, including prominent biotech Gilead. Proceeds will be used to advance their therapeutic strategy, combining advanced T-cell engineering and synthetic biology technologies to suppress and eliminate autoreactive immune cells at the root cause of inflammatory disease. And now we turn to diabetes-related stories. Insulin resistance, the leading cause of type 2 diabetes, is the target of a new drug under development in Israel. Developed at the Hebrew University Hadassah Medical Center laboratory of Professor Mordecai Shevian, the intellectual property was licensed to the inventors via a hospital tech transfer deal to a holding company, and then passed to a subsidiary called Concenter Biopharma. The experimental drug is called Zygosid 50. And now for mental health. Researchers from the Medical Research Council, or the MRC, London Institute of Medical Sciences, report that based on a recent study powered by advanced scanning technology, they are able to associate lower levels of protein in connection with neurons in schizophrenia patients. Now, could it be that these changes underlie the cognitive difficulties seen in schizophrenia and hence open up new drug development targets? We'll keep you on this story as it continues to develop. Do you have any clinical news you'd like us to report on? If so, let us know. Contact information is in the box below. Thank you for joining us for this week's Trial Site News Roundup, and remember, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of updates. We'll see you next time.